Good day, everyone. I'm Pranav Thakurta, founder EDU TV, and welcome to an exciting episode of It's a Matter of Principles, where we celebrate the journeys of visionary school leaders. In episode 117, Leading the Charge in Education, we bring you the story of school leadership, highlighting the incredible educational voyages of some of the most influential principals in India and abroad. Today, we are honored to feature Dr. Anshu Arora, the principal of Amity International School, Sector 43, Gurugram, the Millennium Capital of India. She has headed the top schools of NCR. She is an author, mentor, guide, leader, friend, and a true pioneer in the field of education. Her leadership, mentorship, and dedication have inspired countless students and educators. Dr. Arora, welcome to It's a Matter of Principles, where we are thrilled to have you share your insights and experiences with us today. Welcome, ma'am.
Thank you, Pranav. And those were extremely kind words and a very beautiful introduction. Sometimes, my ears find it hard to believe that, okay, I have come of age, maybe like 3 decades and more in education, but it still feels home and it still feels day one.
Ma'am, I think you deserve a longer introduction as time is short. So we have made it a compact.
Yes.
Ma'am, let's dive into a conversation with you. Fine, ma'am.
Yeah, sure.
Dr. Arora, in episode 117, Leading the Charge in Education, we are diving into true essence of school leadership. What are some defining moments in your journey that shape you as a leader? And how do you see the evolving role of principal in today's educational landscape?
All right, that's quite a detailed question, I must say. If you ask me moments and instances, I would say probably there are many, so many that it'll be really tough to count them. And trust me, every day, probably there is one moment, something that happens that I'm like, oh, okay, this is something I still have to do, still have to learn, or I'm learning most of the times. But yeah, if you have to just quote a few very prominent memories of very life-changing, defining moments, then the first one I would say is that of a ADHD student who I had in my previous school some 17 years back. Way back, you'd be surprised, at that point, the awareness about such kids was very low. There was hardly any testing. The CBSE, the way, they look at these cases, you get a scribe, you get additional time, there is a lot of support. All that was lacking. To the extent that I was heading a full-fledged school, one of the best in the city. Nonetheless, the teachers were also not in a position to handle it well. They had never seen a case like this. And my school was always used to 100% first divisions and an extremely good result. But I went out of my way to speak to the owner and request him to allow the child to write his board exams. And we were very doubtful as to what the percentage would be. He was certainly lacking in many areas, subjects. So we redesigned his syllabi. We taught him in a very different style. So that was a big task, but at the end, I would say very fulfilling. The child did not get a first division. He got a 57%. But to me, that has been the biggest achievement I have had because I was so happy that this boy's got a chance. He can come and write his exams. And from there on, he kept moving on in life. Today, he works as a artist. He's a designer with computer graphic firms, and he's really evolved in life. So we have to somehow do that hand holding. So this is one moment. Then yes, I had another case where the child was very depressed to the extent that she had swallowed a lot of medicine just before her exam. And during the exam, she was spotted, like I was on a round and I just saw that She was nodding, literally sleeping in the exam. So, you don't expect that in your pre-boards, a child would be sleeping in the exam. So we just woke her up and we realized that she was not even fully conscious. We rushed her to the hospital, and that was not, where it ended. We had to do a lot of counseling. We had to get in touch with her parents. Again, I'm happy that we were able to help out the child and the parents, and the child then cleared the boards, is now doing very well. Again, this girl is also employed, doing pretty well, because these are cases I'm telling you pretty back in time. So, such cases do occur every year or two. We've had children who've had extreme emotional, mental difficulties. Sometimes there are home difficulties. Even in COVID, we had a case. I think it was there in the newspapers also. I would not name the child, but the child was in a home arrest by his own mom, to the extent he had never even opened the window. So we had to get in touch with outside agencies. His house had to be literally broken. There was a proper police force which went in to find that even the chips wrapper and the haircut which the child had had, everything was inside the house. So it was very, very difficult to draw out this child, bring him to the normal world, because he had not seen a human in the 2 years, and he'd become a very different individual. So that was again a very tough case. We had to do a lot of counseling, give him a different kind of a section where we keep only a handful of children so that he has lesser difficulty. His social skills had gone like literally 4 years below what he really was. He was literally behaving like a grade 2 child, whereas he was in grade 7 at that point. But we had to socially, emotionally draw him and make him understand and adjust and used to the normal scenario, which luckily we did. And yes, there have been challenges in terms of very, very bright children also. There was this one very bright child who, like the teachers were telling me, is short and would go on to crack JEE. But suddenly something happened to him and he stopped studying. So that's one case. Again, I think was very complicated. Likewise, there was another case the very next year where the child, you can say, went off track. He got involved in a relationship, how it is at that age. Sometimes you get a little derailed. So even that we had to take up because we were literally worried that the child may just fail in boards. Both the kids were derailed at this level. But with help of counselors, with talking to the parents and the child, we were able to, get them back to track. Both the boys went on to crack their JEE. Rather, the second child that I'm talking about was in the top 500 ranks. So that was huge. It feels good if you can guide even a single soul. I think even if I can bring in 1% change in even one child, I feel the job is done. So there are cases all across the school because the campus that I am heading is from nursery to 12. So there are various issues. I mean, even talking to a nursery kid is way, way different from interacting with a grade 12 child. So like interactions are different, their problems are different. To one child, not getting a star and kiss from mom can be devastating. For a grade 12 child, something very big may mean something, but then they have to be emotionally, physically, mentally, socially, held well so that they become really good citizens and we are able to work with them. There are enough challenges and we are also learning with the children. I am also evolving with them, growing with them, and very happy. So these were some of the incidents I wanted to I remembered and I thought I'd mention.
Dr. Arora, I would like to take this opportunity to narrate one of our more case study. In 2017, when we just started our television, no one knew us, and Dr. Anshu Arora, all the way from Gurugram, came to Kalkaji at our office, and you helped us, supported us, inaugurated our television. And ma'am, now we have crossed more than million eyes across 50 countries. So apart from your such a
Congratulations. Look like I'm a lucky mascot then.
yes. No.
Thank you. I'm
What
so
I
happy
want
for
to
you, Pranav, but trust me, it's all your hard work. Yeah, why I came all that way, I'll just tell you today is because I was free that day and I was quite excited when read your mail. It looked such a humble, such a beautiful and welcoming mail. And I called my chairperson and I took her permission. And I said, Ma'am, he's inviting us. Should I go? And he would be interested that we talk about Amity. So Ma'am was very happy. And, I think from there on, we've connected so well in the past many years. So that was the reason.
No,
Yeah.
no, no. Ma'am, I know running a school that too in Gurgaon is like managing a city. And in spite of your busy schedule, you took up time to help us, support us. Like you have got, I know you started your hotel management education, then you came to teaching, and you have headed best of the schools in the country, ma'am. And still, ma'am, you took out time for us also. Thank you so much, ma'am. I will just get into the next advice from you. Ma'am, thank you. Ma'am, as we explore the story of school leadership today, can you share some of the core values and principles that guide your leadership approach and how you instill them within your school community?
Having said that, I think whether it is this generation or according to me, any age, any time, it's your words which are so important. I think if there's any person, if you just kind of value the words that you utter, you live by your promises. Don't even promise something that you cannot deliver. I think that takes you to a very different space in life. Values will never change, so to say. Whether it's humility, respect, perseverance, patience, they're all the qualities that any leader needs. But for me, my words are very important. So there's sometimes I will not promise, but if I do, then I'll go out of my way to deliver. I think that makes a person stronger. And this is what I also advocate. I tell my teachers and children the same that, if you cannot finish your homework, might as well get up in the class and request your teacher for some extra time. There should be no reason why you come the next day and then give an excuse, speak a lie, then make another story and story after that. So just stay true to yourself. If you've not done something, accept it, because once you accept, you can always find solutions and you can become a better you. So the journey is all about self-improvement.
Right?
I have competition with no one. I only have competition with my own self. I think in
Yes.
the last few years, we've set enough benchmarks. You'll be very happy to know my student would be playing Olympics in 2028.
Oh,
I think
wow.
that is, yes, very, very happy about it. Then last year we had Arav who got a 300 out of 300 in JEE mains. So this is unbeatable. These are records which a person really feels so happy about. We've had
It
school
is.
topper this year at 99.2. So, these are CBSE rank holders. So these are my own achievements of my own school. So there is enough competition, enough challenge within the campus. Why should I try and go outside? So
Right.
is what we need to.
Thank you so
Yeah.
much, ma'am. I think,
Well, that is how the school keeps you on a go.
yes. And I think, ma'am, I think you said a very important self-learning. I think self-learning is the most important thing, ma'am. And I'm very happy that students' parents got a principal like you at Amity International School, Sector 43, Gurugram. And ma'am, as you are known and everyone appreciates, praises you as a trainer, a CBSE trainer also, not only within India, as we hear from Middle East and Southeast Asia also. So my next question will be on training. Ma'am, your contributions as an author, I think everyone knows Dr. Anshu is a renowned author. She's a CBSE trainer and mentor, made a lasting impact. Ma'am, what advice would you give to aspiring principals who are looking to make a meaningful difference in their schools by continuous trainings?
I think that's a wonderful question Because in today's time, honestly, what any one of us had learned in grade 10 or our college last year would not have kept us in our jobs, the present job that we are in, anyone for that matter. Unless and until you are improving, you are growing, you will not be in your present position. Life is like an escalating, it's going upwards. And if you stay still, if you think, okay, I'm not going to train anymore, I'm not going to learn anymore, you will not be in that place. Honestly speaking, you will slip down because it's a upward track that you are on. You have to keep pace. I think when we joined schools, I mean, just tell me, 3 years, 4 years back, had we heard there is anything called AI? AI is going to take over things. And today the challenge appears so real. We have robo teachers now coming to schools. I think everyone is using Chat GPT. Everyone is using all the additional things we are learning from AI. So if we say, okay, I'm not going to learn, how am I going to grow? Forget about grow. How will I even pace up? So training is very, very, very important. There is nothing better than in-house training, because even if you keep acquiring the latest talent, 2 years, 3 years down the line, they will also need some new training in them. So that's, I think, what CBSE has also done and spoken about 50 hours. According to me, even that is less. It should be more, and it should be more serious. It's not just the number of hours. I would say the quantity is very important. The quality is even more important. So if you actually take in those 50 hours, beautiful. But if it's just done for the heck of it, it is not going to help you. Because then you in future, your children are going to be ahead of you. How will you deal with a generation which you don't even understand? So we have to keep pace. Our generation, I think, has had to do the maximum. We literally come from a generation which had seen a landline. I think probably we are the last generation which had seen a landline with a little lock also in the drawing room. We are moving on to a generation where everyone carries a mobile, and we will see even more. We're going to still see a lot. So if we have to keep pace, we will have to evolve. None of us were using a phone. Today we have a mobile which is like a walking, talking bank, which is like my office, which can help me do everything. So if you don't pace up, you don't look into the technology, you are not learned, your behavior is not matching up with what the society needs, then you will yourself feel very redundant. So as a school leader, it is the role to, keep your group ahead of time. And I think any organization, if you ask me, what is the speed of the organization? What do you think it is? According to me, the speed of any organization, it depends on the person who's at the end. The speed of my organization does not depend on my speed. Principals have no choice but to really be in the forefront, do the best they can, have the drive in them, be very forceful. But what about the last man in the line? Is he at the same pace? And if he's not, then the whole team will suffer. So training is not about the first person in the line. It is about until the very end, and to bring everyone together, and then to ensure that the whole team moves at a good speed.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for educating us about importance of training. And I'm sure all trainers, and they will different, and even not only the trainers, all teachers, educators, and very useful for them. And as you are one of the top trainers of CBSE, I'd like to congratulate you for that. And we have heard of praises about your training from everyone. Thank you so much, ma'am.
Thank you. Thank you. Pleasure talking to you.
Ma'am, thank you so much, Dr. Anshu Arora, for joining us on the episode 117. Leading the charge in education, it has been privileged to hear the story of school leadership through your inspiring journey. Your insight, experience, and unwavering commitment to education have left a deep impact on all of us. You have truly exemplified what it means to lead with vision and heart. We would also like to extend our heartfelt thanks to our sponsors whose continued support makes conversations like these possible. Your belief in power of education and leadership helps us bring stories that inspire change. On behalf of Edu TV and our entire audience, thank you once again, Dr. Arora. We wish you continued success in shaping futures and mentoring next generations of leaders. Thank you so much, ma'am.
Thank you. Thank you. I think there is still a lot more to give to society. Whatever
Yes.
I know today, whatever I am today is all because of this industry. I have learned from education industry, and until my last breath, I want to give it back to them.